Being a student athlete at Carthage, you get the best of both worlds, honestly. You get to learn, grow in the class.
Welcome all. It's the pregame show on the CCIW network as the Thunder of Wheaton College sit 6-3 overall, 1-1 in conference play, and they're in town to take on the Firebirds of Carthage, 4-4 overall, 1-1 in conference play in a chilly Kenosha, Wisconsin, off the lakefront of Lake Michigan at Tarble Arena. Hello, everybody. Alongside my broadcast colleague this season, Eric Elger. I'm Peter Ferreri. We are joined today by sideline reporter Kalia Butler, who will join us momentarily for her players to watch. But Eric, it's a tale of two teams once again, 1-1 on the season. Had some ups, had some downs. Would love nothing more than to head out of today above 500 early on in conference play.
Yeah, exactly. And if you love offense, this is the game for you, because coming into tonight, Wheaton, a elite shooting team in the country, shooting at a sizzling 51% from the field. So you take a look at that, where they rank CCIW best in points, and they will give up some points, but that's because their fast pace really leads to those kind of high-scoring games. So don't put too much into them being 8th in the CCIW in defense. They're in more of track meet types of games, but again, field goal percentage first, three-point field goal percentage first, and then could go with the second in the conference in assists. So an elite offensive team, and they really got a lot of shooters to spread it around to, and we'll talk about their leading scorer, Soren Richardson, in just a moment, but a very talented offensive team.
Yeah, and again, first from three, let's flip over to the Carthage College Firebirds side of things, offensively speaking, and right now, middle of the pack for all intents and purposes across the board, but a key component, second in the conference in rebounds, and that's mostly led by one Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson, just a force in the paint as always, and with 11 rebounds per game coming into tonight. And Carthage coming off a tough loss where they really had to battle back and had a look at the last possession to try and tie it, and really it was Antoine Nesbitt who did a great job of leading that comeback attempt. But unfortunate for them, they just have these stretches in offense where they just go cold, really cold, and they get behind in some games and kind of have to battle upstream the rest of the game.
First time these two teams are meeting this season. Their last matchup, Feb the 15th of last season, an 89-80 win for Carthage. They led 48-42 in the first and took it home 89-80, 13-19 in their all-time record. Now heading down to sideline reporter Kalia Butler with her players to watch. Kalia, welcome to Kenosha.
Thank you. It is very cold, not only outside, but also in this building. Fighting for my life a little bit in here, but that's besides the point. Some players to watch for Carthage is going to be Antoine Nesbitt, who is currently a fifth-year player here at Carthage. He wasn't able to play in the previous season due to an injury, but now he is back and said to be getting into his stride. He is a fantastic facilitator and can go get a bucket at any moment. On the other side, for Wheaton, it's going to be Soren Richardson, who is averaging 20 points per game, shooting 50% from the field and 37% from the three-point line. For Wheaton, you can tell that the offense clearly runs through him, and he is going to be a tough opponent for the Firebirds today.
Thank you for that, Kalia. Again, Soren Richardson, the CCIW Student Athlete of the Week. Eric, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say that against such a talented player like Soren Richardson. Was a unanimous first-team All-CCIW player last year, second-team All-Region, and he had 23 points per game last year. Dipped a little here in the his senior season, but still at 20 points per game, and an elite shooter. Can shoot 38% from behind the arc, 51% as Kalia said from the field. So, you know, who's going to match that? And really it's been players like Antoine Nesbitt, but also Riley Brooks coming off a tough game last time out. Didn't really shoot too well, but at 17 points a game, they're really going to need those points to keep up with the high-powered offense of the Thunder.
We're going to step aside momentarily and hand it over to Justin Corrigan, the public address announcer, for starting lineups for the Thunder of Wheaton and the Firebirds of Carthage College men's hoops on the CCIW network.
Good evening, student athletes, coaches, staff, and fans, and welcome to Tarble Arena for tonight's CCIW men's basketball game between the visiting Wheaton College Thunder and your Carthage College Firebirds. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Thunder of Wheaton College. At guard, a 6'2" senior from Fort Mill, South Carolina, number 3, Kyle Nebbs. At guard, a 6'5" sophomore from Caledonia, Michigan, number 4, Kyan Vanderwood. At guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Westerville, Ohio, number 12, Devin Martin. At guard, a 6'3" junior from Northfield, Minnesota, number 20, Soren Richardson. And at guard, a 6'8" freshman from Tempe, Arizona, number 34, Carson Greer. The head coach of the Thunder is Mike Schauer. Coach Schauer is assisted by John Panner and Timothy Watts. All right, Firebird fans, make some noise. It's showtime.
First was savage, more my mood, that's what it was. 2016, we was running around, beating us up in the club. I know she around for the money, but act like she loyal, I don't for the love. I'm so rich, get bored, might wake up, buy me a car just cuz. It's hard cause she spent the 5, my BD cost me a dub. All my got BBLs, all my blood. I ain't with the rap beef Draco, for that all my ops get touched. We ain't never ran off on no bar, but still be having our cut.
And now the starting lineup for your Carthage College Firebirds. At forward, a 6'7" junior from Oswego East High School in Oswego, Illinois, number 10, Ryan Johnson. At guard, a 6'5" junior from Ripon High School in Ripon, Wisconsin, number 11, Riley Brooks. At guard, a 6'5" junior from Rock Canyon High School in Lone Tree, Colorado, number 12, Chris Schlesinger. At guard, a 6'3" senior from Oswego East High School in Oswego, Illinois, number 15, A.J. Johnson. And at guard, a 6'3" senior from Wakanda High School in Wakanda, Illinois, number 21, Griffin Dawn. The head coach of the Firebirds is Steve Jerichovic.
And welcome into the CCIW Network's coverage of NCAA men's basketball. The visiting Thunder of Wheaton College taking on the Firebirds of Carthage. Once again, for Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri, joined today by Kalia Butler, the sideline reporter. And let's look through some of those starting lineups for these two squads. Richardson, Greer, Martin, as well as one of the big men, Vanderwood, getting the start for Wheaton. On the flip side for Carthage, Brooks, Johnson brothers, Dawn and Schlesinger getting his first start of the season.
Yeah, interesting to see number 12 there in right off the bat. He's been a huge bench piece, but something we've seen Coach Jerichovic do the last game is bring off someone like Antoine Nesbitt off the bench, and look for that again tonight.
Yeah, not only that, he had A.J. Williams, who's been a rotational starter at that guard position, getting a little bit of tinkering, wanting to maximize his subs, maximize the bench points, and right off the bat, similar to the women's game, Wheaton scores the first bucket in short order on their first possession, and the Thunder up 2-0.
Yeah, Kyan Vanderwood there able to get deep into the post after the turnover, and Carthage, you can see, trying to get Ryan Johnson involved early, just force it into him, and that led to a fast break for the Thunder.
Pull-up jumper, A.J. Johnson sinks it through. And one of the challenges this pass game for the Firebirds, the offense, it didn't click right away, and it was another little too late by the time it started to come about. Riley Brooks, a cold evening for him after a career night the game prior. So let's look to see if A.J. Johnson and Brooks can get the offense started earlier than it was just a few games ago. Driving in, nowhere to go, that the kick out. Wide stance three, no good. Devin Martin out of Westerville, Ohio.
Devin Martin, amazing to see him miss, because last game he was perfect from the field shooting night, so good look for Carthage to see him miss right here early.
A.J. Johnson now 2 for 2. A quick start for him, and you can always already feel that early confidence from the Elder Johnson. Swinging around the top, nowhere to go. Nebs. Looking for penetration, nowhere to go. Almost a loss by Richardson. The lefty pulls up. Soft off the front iron, no good. Possession to the Birds.
Yeah, Griffin Don's going to have his hands full trailing number 20, Soren Richardson, who will just run off a screen after screen after screen. And nice job there, getting a hand in his face, making it tough.
A.J. Johnson drives, triple team. Dawn's open, gets it to Schlesinger. No good off the iron. Dawn pokes it away. Touched last by Carthage. Dawn tries to get the official's call. Not going to happen.
Yeah, he's one of those players always able to get in there to try to cause some disruption on the glass, and they're looking to get the tip to one of his teammates. Not able to do it, but look for number 21, Griffin Dawn, to always be there.
Dawn, staunch defense against Sorensen. His defensive prowess going to be key in this matchup this Saturday evening in chilly Kenosha. Handoff, Nebs, back iron, didn't touch iron actually, just off the glass. Soft strokes early on, not fruitful for the Thunder. Ryan Johnson can take it for long range if needed. Brooks, the pull up on the run, no good. Johnson tips it in. And that shows the growth and maturity of the reigning CCIW Player of the Year.
And has been always one of the best rebounders in the CCIW. There he gets the rebound and score. And I think that's where Carthage is going to look to, is that, you know, Wheaton plays a little smaller. They got a lot of guards. They could like to shoot it from behind the arc. So let's see if Carthage can take advantage against the Thunder with the big Ryan Johnson.
Backing in down low. Nowhere to go with it, hands it off. Blocked right into the rim. Jump ball stays with Wheaton. Schlesinger, make your presence known, big man.
And I think that's why you take a look at why he's in the starting lineup. I mean, someone that can hunt down players, and a huge trailing block there.
The bounce pass in, the miss, and Griffin Dawn, Mr. Hustle, comes away with the rebound. What a sequence for Carthage. The block, the jump ball, possession in their favor. Taken away that time by Richardson. Up ahead, pass too far, floating it up. Whoa! Flick of the wrist for Devin Martin out of Westerville Central High.
As I mentioned, Martin had a huge game. Perfect from the field, 14 points, 2-2 from behind the arc. So he's someone that was opportunistic offensively and takes advantage there.
Riley Brooks gets his first trifecta of the evening. And it's good to see, if you're a Firebirds fan, him feeling it early. Reed Olson, the freshman out of Skokie, Illinois, in the contest. Olson stands 6 foot. Defense strong by A.J. Johnson. Schlesinger matched up strong, nowhere to go. Floats it near side, hand in the face of Dawn. Rims out, no good attempt. Carson Greer out of Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah, this feels like the type of Riley Brooks kind of game here that he would excel at. Loves the open looks, really put a ball up in there. Schlesinger, tough bucket.
And that's going to be, I don't want to say the 1A to the 1B, but like last game when Riley Brooks, a little bit cold from the field, You know you're going to get yours from the Johnson brothers. Where's the other help going to come in offensively? And Schlesinger could very well be the answer.
Another thing we noticed, too, is that a lot of the time in this season, it has been Schlesinger for Dawn coming out of the starting lineup. So just recently, Coach Jurakovic has turned to having both 12 and 21 just turn their numbers around. You got them in the lineup, and they've really, it's been a defensive force for the Firebirds, and it's good to see them getting some good minutes together here early again.
And here indeed, Antoine Nesbitt coming in for Schlesinger. That's that rotational 3, I guess you could say. Kind of a hybrid approach. A.J. Johnson at the 1, Brooks 2, Nesbitt 3, Dawn 4. And the big man Johnson at your 5. Dawn undersized for the 4, but can outjump many players for either team.
Exactly. I mean, you kind of wonder how someone like him comes up with rebounds time and time again, but he has got the athleticism and the strength to get in almost any rebounding situation.
Riley Brooks pulls up, transferred in last year. A.J. Johnson tries again. Griffin Dawn again, scrappy as can be. And that just shows why we mentioned Griffin Dawn getting the playing time he does with how strong he plays all over the court.
Yeah, it really doesn't feel like there's any rebound that he is not around or near or getting a hand in, and he just one of the best at crashing the boards for a guard and a huge, tough-nosed type of player for the Firebirds.
Johnson with the block. Back again, a miss. Cold start for Soren Richardson. Into the game as well now, A.J. Williams to take that true 1 spot. Brooks, far side. Carthage and Wheaton looking to each get their potential second win of conference play. Nesbitt taped right hand. That's first time seeing that this contest. Dawn open for 3. Rolls out, no good.
Good look open out there by Nesbitt, and that's something I like to see from him is continue to attack and drive the basket, because the number 5 in white can get his feet into the paint. Good things happen for the Firebirds.
Brady Winya in the contest now, Lone Tree, Colorado. He had the miss. Fighting Johnson down low. And a 3! Riley Brooks, RB bringing it back.
As I said, this is a high-scoring game, plays right into the game. Number 11 excels at. He loves those offensive firepower type of games, and look for him to stay involved in 2 threes early already.
Richardson up and under and gets a bucket, but it wasn't easy, and they are not making it easy at all on number 20 every time he gets into the paint.
Yeah, Richardson's tough. He's got such a quick release that you have to close out on him hard, but he's also got a quick first step to be able to get to the bucket just like that.
Nesbitt kicks out for Brooks. The passing continues down low to Johnson. And when you pass it so crisply, so often, somebody's bound to be open, and it was Johnson for the point blank 2.
Yeah, nice job of really making the Wheaton defense move and switch and work around, and he's able to slip it into Ryan Johnson for the easy bucket.
Richardson, the lefty, matched up on Dawn. Richardson's going to get his. It's only a matter of how much can you limit it. Griffin Dawn likely to sub out soon. Handing off to Nesbitt. And again, the only reason I mentioned the tape on Nesbitt, he is a righty, so a taped right hand and wrist, something to keep your eyes on. Could be a reason as well, maybe that he's coming off the bench this game, but nonetheless. Johnson drives, goes up strong, gets his own rebound, bounces, no good. 16-8 your score. A slip offensively by Devin Martin. Riley Brooks takes it away. Brooks, and that is going to be an offensive foul, and it is. That left hand of Brooks extended into the neck region of Devin Martin. And it's one thing to be aggressive, but that was a push.
Yeah, I was just trying to think, I don't know what Riley Brooks thought he's going to get away with there, but just the hand up near the face. I mean, refs are going to pretty much see that every time. You just like to see if he can just take that to the basket hard without drawing the foul because it was a nice job of picking up the steal and getting to the other end.
Head coach for the Wheaton, Mike Schauer, John Panner, and Timmy Watts, the assistants. A little bit of a full court for a moment coming in was Jabe Haith. And a foul going to be called. And that's going to be on Antoine Nesbitt. Coach Jarakovic looking baseline saying, what was that? So 2 fouls in short order. Starting to derail a little bit of momentum for the Birds. They still are up 16-8, so Wheaton still hasn't found any consistency on the offensive side. Mishandle, Nesbitt comes away with it. Nesbitt drives. The up, the under, no good. Poked in the air. And the Thunder coming away with the rebound.
Yeah, that's something that Nesbitt's so good at, gliding to the basket, not able to get it there, but a good take nonetheless. And right back, Wheaton Thunder, the bucket of their own.
Devin Martin coming up strong with that play. Schlesinger on the court. He'll be taking that 5 position. This is that optimal defensive lineup, or I should say defensively. Schlesinger kicks out for Nesbitt one more time. A.J. Johnson rolls around, no good. But this is the speed lineup for the Birds. Can the height of the Thunder take advantage? Miss there. Haith comes away with it. Fights through and gets it to Schlesinger. Haith, one of those players earning some playing time. A.J. Williams, the phenomenal A.J. Williams coming up with a big 3 off the side.
And someone who has struggled a little bit from behind the arc, a pretty good career three-point shooter, just 4 of 25, make that 5 of 26 this season. They need him to make those opportunistic threes when he's open.
Pushing it up is Nesbitt. Dribbling off the right side. Shot hasn't been there, but they're going to call a foul defensively.
Again, that's what I really like to see from Nesbitt, when he can command the offense. And, I mean, it just feels like there's nobody really in the country that can stay in front of him. And when he's able to get to the basket, not only is he able to finish with some of his circus-type shots, but he finds open players behind the arc and cutters.
Nesbitt along the left wing. Resetting up to Schlesinger. John setting the screen. Haith thought about it for a second. Again, Haith and Dawn, the type of player. Oh, nice passing again. Dawn to Haith, Haith to Dawn, Dawn to Haith, Haith to Dawn. Bucket.
And Haith has really stepped up here last few games. I mean, he got some good playing time last game out against Platteville. Made a difference a lot with his energy, and you saw there his passing ability as well.
Thought about the shot off the right-hand side. Coach Jarakovic forcing the hand of Richardson, volleyed back toward midcourt from way downtown and airs it. Number 10, Reed Olson out of Niles North. Couldn't make any contact.
You can understand that guy's got some, Reed Olson got some confidence. 48% from behind the arc, 21 of 44, but there maybe extending his range a little bit too far as he's able to hit nothing on that attempt.
It's like our friend Kalia Butler, sideline reporter, the confidence she has in the hard-hitting questions to the staff and coaches. As we continue on, and a timeout on the court. So we will go momentarily to Kalia Butler on the sideline. But first, if you bear with us, we would like to thank Lamakia Travel. Dreaming of a getaway, get Lamakia Travel. An unforgettable time with your trip. With over 9 decades of experience, the family-owned Kenosha agency offers customized vacations, cruises, and tours worldwide. From tropical escapes to European adventures, their expert agents handle flights, hotels, and excursions for a stress-free experience. Trust Lamakia Travel for your next adventure. Visit lamakiatravel.com to start planning today. Down to sideline reporter Kalia Butler. Kalia.
Playing unselfish basketball is what this Carthage team prides itself on. You'll see on every possession besides a fast break, their main priority is for everybody to get a touch on the ball. That is when they are in rhythm, they're able to create opportunities not only for themselves, but each other. And a priority that head coach Jarakovic has made very clear that this is a team effort, not a solo dance.
Thank you for that, Kalia. I appreciate that analogy of the dance because it's truly what it is. If you're not going to go yourself, you're going to have to rely on somebody else to make it happen. You know, 21-10 your score, but right now I appreciate what the Firebirds are doing defensively. They are not letting Richardson take control. I mean, he has 4, but, you know, that's 1 out of 5 right now. It is not optimal. Let's see if the Thunder can get him back involved. They do. He heard us say his name, and that's about all it took.
I mean, you can see why he's so difficult to guard. I mean, you got to obviously be ready for the penetration, but there he just swipes through and just rises and fires. And, I mean, Dawn right there in his face, but sometimes better offense beats great defense.
Nesbitt out to Haith. The shot was there, decides to drive instead. Goes for the layup up and under, no good. Haith fights for it and is going to get called for a foul. Unique sequence for Haith. 3 looked like if he got it and just pulled the trigger, would have had a clean shot. But nonetheless, 5th team foul now on the Firebirds.
And that's something I think what Kalia brought up with Coach Jarakovic is everyone touching the ball. It seems like when they struggle on offense, it feels like it goes to one of the players on the Firebirds, and they kind of put the onus on him to like make something happen. But if they all can touch the ball and pass it around, everyone's better off. And Sorensen, I mean, again, not much you can do when he is so talented offensively.
I mean, Richardson had one Griffin Dawn all over him and still was able to get the shot off. Antoine Nesbitt answers the call and gets the scoreless drought of almost 2 minutes away for the Birds. Going baseline, nice penetration. Carson Greer out of Valley Christian High School.
Carson Greer has had a nice freshman season so far. And there they had the matchup against Antoine Nesbitt. Not a lot number 5 can do defensively against the height of Greer.
Schlesinger, the no-look to Haith. And that's just what the doctor ordered for the Firebirds.
And you can see how Haith kind of hangs around in offense and really just makes smart cuts and smart passes, and won't always be the leading scorer on the team, but he makes great offensive plays.
And the offense coming alive. Vanderwood out of Caledonia, Michigan. And it's a 4 out of their last 5 right now for Wheaton. I mean, they were stuck at 10 for quite a bit.
Yeah, I would say that when they looked up at the scoreboard at 10 points, there was about 9 minutes to go in the game. They would not find themselves in many games like that with the firepower, especially 85 points a game. I mean, Carthage doing a nice job so far defensively.
So Ryan Johnson gets back into the contest. He pulls up baseline 3, good. Big man, the big shot, lead up to 9.
Yeah, a little 1-2 punch there with Nesbitt and Johnson. You kind of got to pick your poison. You got to be ready for Nesbitt to cut to the basket or drive to the basket, but Ryan Johnson able to do a little pop. Nesbitt finds him.
The lefty of Richardson making it rain from the outside. Richardson double digits, 11 points. Just as always.
I mean, don't forget this guy put up 53 points against North Park last year, so
yeah.
You've got some talent anytime you can put up half a century on offense.
Johnson with the fadeaway, no good. Yeah, Richardson, I mean, there's no shot he can't take. There's no shot he can't make. And so it's just a matter of, can you outscore this Thunder team? And you saw it when we had our pregame show looking at the numbers, first in points, first in threes. I mean, it's just points after points. Chris pass inside to Nesbitt. And that inside paint passing, that's something we haven't seen so far this season at home.
Yeah, clearly Coach Jarakovic and company see a opportunity there in those baseline cuts, and Nesbitt, nice job with the patience to get that in.
Volleyed all yet again. That's kind of the MO from the paint, is when in doubt, push it out. Lead cut to 6, up to 6 points now for number 12, Devin Martin. Step inside the line. A.J. Johnson gets another bucket. Started out hot for the Birds. Hasn't scored since the early onset of the contest.
See there, that felt like the opposite of last possession where the attention was on Nesbitt driving. There they follow Ryan Johnson, leaves the spot open for A.J. to knock down that mid-range jumper.
Richardson looks for a 3, can't get it. Coach Jarakovic huddled down next to his team on the bench, ready to sub in Schlesinger. Lead at 8. Driving, looking for contact. Gets it, no foul against Johnson, and Vanderwood again making his presence known. 6 points now for number 4.
Yeah, Kyan Vanderwood, the second leading scorer on the team, and coming in at 15 points a game, and another weapon from the Thunder arsenal on offense.
Nesbitt saved in by Dawn Johnson off the bench. Back to AJ, losing the handle. The floater, no good. Misguided possession for Carthage nonetheless. Pushing it down on the outside. Off the rim, no good. Nebs thought he was on the spot.
And Wheaton starting out cold, 1 for 10 from behind the arc. As we said, they are one of the best shooting, three-point shooting teams in the conference. The only one that's connected so far is Sorensen.
Coach Jarakovic using a timeout, 3:08 until half. Reminder, Coach Jarakovic will have a brief conversation with Kalia Butler before heading into the locker room, and we'll have stats, highlights, and more. While we have a moment, we want to thank the Doctors of Physical Therapy. Get back to your best. Doctors of Physical Therapy offer personalized care for musculoskeletal health with the motto, get better faster. They help you recover safely. Visit doctorsofphysicaltherapy.com to find a location near you. 6 points is the theme right now for the Birds. Ryan Johnson, Brooks, A.J. Johnson, all with 6 apiece. And on the flip side, 6 for Vanderwood, 6 for Martin, but an easy 11 for Richardson. Started out 1 for 5, now 4 for 9. And so he's been on a nice little run of his own. And not a lot of free throws. I mean, right now, 2 free throws total, both by Sorensen. And in real time, we're about 20 minutes into the action, and we only got 3 minutes until halftime.
Yeah, it's just a wide open game. I mean, a fun game of basketball to watch. I mean, not a lot of fouls, and both teams trading blows. After starting a little slower, Wheaton, they see them pick it up. And on the Carthage side, something I think Coach Jurakovic would like to see is that they already have 9 assists on the game. So as we've mentioned, they want to move the ball around, have everyone touch it, and so far, so good. 9 assists for the Firebirds.
A.J. Williams is subbed back into the game. He has a clutch 3 earlier on in the half. Brooks gets it into Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson, one-on-one, penetrating into the paint. Schlesinger, the quick kick, and good. The offense has been humming for the Birds when they do those 1 or 2 extra passes and somebody's wide open under the hoop.
Exactly. I think, maybe earlier in the year, Ryan Johnson looking to get, his team going and scoring that bucket himself, but Schlesinger heads up play, just finds the gap in the zone.
A miss and a foul by A.J. Williams. (33-24) and heading to the line is Vanderwood. We mentioned not a lot of free throws thus far to game, only the second time a player's at the line. And Vanderwood 30 for 41 from the free throw line. One of the best free throw shooters for the Thunder. Makes it easy.
And something that's been interesting this season is just how much Kyan Vanderwood and Soren Richardson stay on the floor. I mean, both averaging 33 minutes a game, and goes to show the conditioning and stuff that they're able to do. And the Thunder really rely on those two to keep pace offensively, and there Vanderwood chipping in some more.
Schlesinger looks down low. Johnson jockeying for a position. Nobody can quite get there. A.J. Williams does get it to Johnson. That's his shot from the baseline. Money. 35-27. Big man extends the lead.
Yeah, take a look at Ryan Johnson's shooting percentage. It's 35% coming into the game. It just doesn't feel right seeing him that low, and you already see some smooth buckets here early in the first half.
Underneath the basket. Williams almost gets it away. Mishandle and a late foul.
I think they got Riley Brooks on a nudge there as he was trying to pick up the rebound, and Wheaton will head to the line, but a great defensive possession there from the Firebirds. They were stretched defensively and essentially got the stop until they pick up a foul from Riley Brooks, but no harm to foul there.
Officials today, Dave Cronin Sr., Bobby Daw, and Rick O'Neill. The floater into Johnson. He's double teamed. Thought he got contact, misses, and no contact. Taking a lot of steps with no call is Vanderwood. Not sure if they're saying it got touched. Steal away. Sorensen. Schlesinger. The Euro step. Blocked from behind. Both teams looking for offense. And that time a foul called. Devin Martin will get fouled for an and one opportunity.
Yeah, a couple empty opportunities for the Firebirds. You thought Schlesinger able to capitalize there. Gets blocked from behind, and Wheaton off to the races. And great footwork there from Devin Martin, able to step around Nesbitt, who was looking to take a charge.
Unique past 30 seconds, to say the least. Late whistle put Wheaton at the line for the prior. Some blocks, some non-calls, and a miss at the free throw line. So misses from the free throw lines abound. 35-29 your score. Birds lead by 6. Look for them to use a little bit more of the shot clock to not allow the Thunder much more than one possession. Schlesinger wanted 3, poked away, miss. Sorensen now holding on. 9-second differential, between the shot clock and the game clock. Birds may have time for one possession. Exactly who you want holding it is Sorensen. Bounce pass to the right, 10 on the shot clock. The spin, 4v4. Nowhere to go, Vanderwood, and an offensive foul. Kyan Vanderwood called for the foul.
How about that? The stoic A.J. Williams showing no emotion, but what a defensive stop there against the second leading scorer. And Vanderwood did everything he could to try to get around him, and A.J. Williams able to poke it away, stay in front, and draw the foul. Great defensive presence there from number 4.
Last possession of the opening half. Johnson hands off to A.J. The fadeaway from the baseline, no good, and that will be how half number 1 ends. We will go momentarily to Kalia Butler on the sideline with head coach Steve Jarakovic. But in the meantime, Birds weathered the storm by the Thunder and still find themselves with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, exactly. I think the defense leads the way there for the Firebirds. I mean, holding a team like Wheaton to 29 points in half, quite an achievement, but really was the cold shooting for the Thunder.
Going down to Kalia Butler with head coach Steve Jarakovic. Kalia?
Coach, you've mentioned this team, everybody getting a touch on the ball. How has that opened up your offense?
Move the ball very well. We're getting the ball side to side, which is what we've really preached the last 3 days of practice right now. When we run our stuff, good stuff happens. When we don't, we try to get in transition. We force a play, leads Wheaton coming down in transition. The best part of Wheaton's game is their transition offense, so giving them freedom for that is something we got to work on in the second half.
How do you continue to contain Richardson as well for Wheaton?
Griffin Dawn's doing a heck of a job. He's one of the best scorers in the country, and we just want to make him work for everything he gets and keep him off the foul line.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for that, Kalia. And I think there's no other ways to say it. Everybody's touching the ball, and you know Richardson's going to get his offensively. You just try to contain as much as you can. 35-29 your score. We'll take a brief timeout. Halftime stats, highlights, and more coming your way in just a few minutes on the CCIW Network. Welcome into the halftime show on the CCIW Network. 35-29 your score. For sideline reporter Kalia Butler, Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Eric, looking at where things sit going into half number 2, 8 points leads the charge. Ryan Johnson, a quiet 8, 4 for 7. They just kind of happened at its own unique points throughout the opening half of action. 6 points for Brooks, 6 points for A.J. Johnson, and a scattering of other baskets for the Birds. As for Wheaton, 11 points for Richardson, but it's been a hard 4 for 9 from the field.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just someone that he's so talented. You just got to make him work, as Coach Jurkovic said. And you've seen Griffin Dawn blanketed on him all game. I mean, Griffin Dawn really didn't come out the entire half. It was matched up against Sorensen and did a wonderful job so far in getting in his face and, again, just making it difficult. And one thing I want to point out offensively for the Firebirds that, I mean, coming into this game, Coach Jurkovic mentioned how much they want to pass the ball around and move it. And right now at half, 11 assists on their 15 baskets. So that shows that they really are moving the ball around, and it's not a lot of individual takes and dribble drives and those kind of things. That they've been finding the open man and been doing a nice job of carving up the Thunder defense.
9 bench points for the Firebirds, 0 for the Thunder. So unique because of how strong offensively the Thunder have been all season. One of the best in the conference, one of the best in the nation. The defense standing tall for Carthage, and including, down a little bit off turnovers, down off a second chance, down off of fast breaks, but doesn't matter when you're being as efficient as possible with the first pass and first touch of each possession. Those paint points, crucial for the Birds. But now we're going to go to sideline reporter Kalia Butler with her preview of half number 2. Kalia.
Another point of emphasis for this Carthage team is keeping teams under 40% shooting. How do you do that? You get rebounds. You limit teams to just one possession. As of right now, Wheaton is shooting about 36% from the field, so Carthage doing a pretty solid job defensively, being able to limit them, but also only having 4 second chance points, which is another factor in getting those rebounds, making sure that these teams only get one shot to make a shot. Otherwise, it's going to be a ball on the other side of the court.
Thank you for that, Kalia. And again, you talk about second chance points, talk about where they need to come from. Wheaton right now shooting 36% from the field. I don't want to say well below their average, Eric, but enough that's why they're not winning. And if it wasn't for that late surge where the likes of Martin 4 for 5 from the field, Carthage ended with a scoreless 2 minutes, including 1 for their last 4 from the field and 1 for their last 10. And so, point being, it wasn't a strong ending for Carthage, and they still came out 35-29.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, coming into today, 51% from the field for Wheaton. So, yeah, Carthage doing a nice job defensively, and it'll be interesting to see if, it seems like Carthage really wants to slow things down a little bit with teams like Wheaton. They want to get out. They want to get up and score. They have a talented supporting cast. They can knock down threes. And for Wheaton just to be 1 of 10 from the three-point line, again, another great point for the Firebird defense.
Just a few moments before we start half number 2. Again, both teams sitting 1-1 in conference play. Would love nothing more to get win number 2 this evening in Kenosha. As for the Firebirds, after today, they are back in town next Friday for a midday matchup. They welcome the University of Olivet, 1 o'clock tip-off before they head out of town, take on Edgewood in sunny Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, for their back home on the 30th to welcome Benedictine in another conference matchup. So they don't have a conference game again after today until the 3rd of January. It'll be the year 2026, and I'll have wondered, where did 2025 go?
Yeah, and again, hopefully Carthage will be able to go in to the next year with a winning record in the conference.
Chris pass, baseline 3, side iron, no good. Griffin Dawn making his presence known yet again.
Yeah, has been all over the court. Again, not always the biggest contributor offensively, but they're pulling down an important rebound.
Ryan Johnson fouls his own shot up off the glass, second foul through, and he'll get fouled again. So Johnson takes the shot, misses, gets his own rebound, misses, gets his own rebound a second time, and will now go to the line for 2. And that's it should be easy going for one of the best free throw shooters in the history of the conference.
Yeah, great free throw shooter. And that's something that they didn't get to the line much at all in the first half. Actually, didn't get to the line at 0 free throws. Yes, so, just their first free throws in the game here.
And I jinxed it. I jinxed it. Makes the second, but I jinxed it. I hope nobody rewatches the game and says, Coach, Pete Ferreri said he's going to make them because he's good, and then he missed it. Fire him.
Something tells me that A.J. Johnson wouldn't be one to blame you for that. He'll take that on himself for sure.
Firebirds always pride themselves at the free throw line. Blocked by Schlesinger. The transfer making his presence known on offense and defense. The recent birthday boy celebrates with a block. Near side, Riley Brooks wide open for 3. You knew it from the second he planted his feet. 10-point lead for Carthage.
And another assisted basket for the Firebirds. And the penetration from A.J. Johnson finds a wide open Riley Brooks. And we know he loves that corner 3, and he has been knocking those down all season.
Foul called inside the circle. And it's going to be against Schlesinger, so first foul on Schlesinger, kind of favoring that left shoulder currently, but when you got a player the magnitude of Soren Richardson out of Northfield High School, electric from the field and from the free throw line, we've said it before, we'll say it again, you need to make him earn those shots.
Exactly.
Make anybody else beat you.
Exactly. I mean, he's pretty much going to get his, and what Carthage has done so well in this game so far is really limit his supporting cast. And Schlesinger, you saw the attention. He tried to get over there in time, just a little late. But again, if you can make him work for every bucket he has and limit the opportunities for his teammates, you got a good chance to come out on top.
Brooks with the miss. Dawn traces it down. Back out for Ryan Johnson. He's pulling out defensively. Winya. 10 on the shot clock. Schlesinger backs in. Ryan Johnson just misses the 3. Not afraid to take the long ball for the big man. Backing in, one of the words used sometimes for Vanderwood, a reckless ball player. Nowhere to go, down low. Once again for Winya. And Sorensen is going to get called for the offensive foul.
That was something that Wheaton did not do a lot of in the first half. Only had 3 fouls in the first half, so Carthage was not able to get to the line, get into the bonus, but if they can continue to attack, maybe get the Thunder in a little more trouble in the second half.
Ryan Johnson claps on the brother AJ. He's going to the line for the and one.
And there, nice job. Didn't get the first shot, but again, a second chance opportunity for the Firebirds. And there has been quite a few of those here early in the second half and continuing to crash the glass, but they'll give Griffin Dawn a break.
Well, this is how head coach Steve Jarakovic, a very successful coach in the conference and very successful player in his own right. He knows what his players have, he knows their abilities, and he knows when he has players like Griffin Dawn that don't care about the numbers. Your job, slow down Richardson.
Exactly. See A.J. Williams coming in the game right on number 20.
And Vanderwood takes advantage. Three-pointer. A.J. Johnson, 13 points for the senior.
Wonderful recognition there. The Thunder sagging back on defense. And A.J. says, fine, I'll punish you with this pop right at the top of the key.
Schlesinger almost comes away with the steal. Turnaround floater, no good. Poked away by Winya out of Valor Christian High School. And a good start for half number 2 for the Birds. A 10-4 start, but I think a big part of it is they ended on a cold front, matching the weather outside. Of course, we will continually reference the weather as much as possible. Johnson coming in, and he'll go to the line, fouled by Winya. And right now, Carthage forcing their agenda this second half.
And there again, Antoine Nesbitt going at Soren Richardson. And I've said it, we've said it all season. Nesbitt, one of the hardest players to stay in front of. And there gives it a great opportunity for Ryan Johnson. But something that we've noticed with Ryan Johnson, just really seems like 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Not been making both at his trips, but there he does get his 1 out of 2.
Poked away, but maintaining possession. Vanderwood overpasses Richardson, and the fans coming alive in Tarble Arena.
That's a team forced turnover there, because really they frustrated, and I mean, miscommunication between Vanderwood and Sorensen had nothing going behind the arc, tries to get cut, and miscommunication, and Firebirds back down on the offensive end.
Williams in the contest with the Johnsons and Nesbitt, who's now come in. Offensive foul called on Ryan Johnson. He sent Jace Olson, the freshman out of Gilbert, Arizona, to the floor.
Yeah, that really didn't look like too much there, but fortunate for Ryan Johnson, he gets called on the clear out with his off-ball arm there, and that was going to be an easy bucket if they didn't get the foul.
Williams on Richardson. The lefty up strong, no good. Ryan Johnson with the rebound. Johnson 2 fouls, that being Ryan. Manageable, 15 to go in the contest. Nesbitt drives. Almost got the and 1 off the slide. But again, Carthage at the free throw line is the answer.
And there again, the ball movement, you saw Wheaton scrambling defensively, and the extra pass there to get it to Nesbitt, and as they're trying to recover, Nesbitt, that quick first step, able to get to the rim. And now Carthage from the free throw line, just 3 of 6.
Nesbitt up, makes it. And again, their success last season in their historic regular season championship and hosting the championship game against the Titansville Illinois Wesleyan, they lived and died at that free throw line. The step back, no good. Williams coming away with the rebound.
Another one and done defensive possession for the Firebirds. So again, cold shooting from behind the arc for Wheaton, but Carthage gets the rebound and limits it to just 1 shot, and they have really frustrated the Thunder offense all game long so far.
Under 10, Nesbitt, 1-on-1 in the baseline, triple teamed. A.J. Johnson fires the 3, the back of the iron, no good. A lot of communication issues, it seemed, on that possession. For 3, nails it, 33, Noah Hedrick, the Hope College transfer, breathing some much-needed life into the Thunder bench.
And that's someone that Wheaton has turned to a lot offensively, but just 4 of 8 coming in tonight from behind the arc there. He gets his 5th.
Schlesinger pump fakes, and 1! The transfer making his presence known, drawing the foul and getting the bucket. And again, as we discussed, Wheaton already at 6 fouls in the second half. So this game will be won and lost at the free throw line for all intents and purposes, but you got to make them if you're Carthage, and what helps is if you make them and one situations.
And there again, it just seems like all game long that little baseline cut underneath the hoop has been open, and credit to the Firebirds for finding that man, cutting and coming up empty from the free throw line, but you got to like that, the aggressiveness offensively to draw as many fouls as they had so far.
Kick back from way downtown. Back of the rim, can't find the bucket. Schlesinger slowing things down to Nesbitt. Haven't seen a lot of Brooks in half number 2, and the passing by the Birds saw the matchup of 6-foot Reed Olson having to guard the 6'7" Ryan Johnson. Nightmare matchup, 7th team foul already. Eric, we are 13-15 to go in the game, and we're at the 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, to get a lead like they have and to be up 13 and already have Wheaton in the bonus, I mean, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the Thunder to try to play clean defense, because you know any foul here, from here to the end of the game, Carthage is going to the line.
Well, and in the first half, you recalled, Carthage took 0 free throws in the entire opening half of action. So all their free throws so far in half number 2, or all their free throws have thus been in half number 2, 5 of 10 right now from the free throw line. And stepping on the line, Noah Hendrick. Timeout for Carthage, 50-36 your score. So Carthage was up 35-29 and have had a very crisp second half of action so far in the first 7 minutes. While we have a moment, we'd also like to thank extensively Pullman Motors, proud sponsor of Carthage Athletics. Pullman Motors is dedicated to delivering excellence both on and off the field and court. Whether you need a reliable vehicle or exceptional service, Pullman Motors has you covered. Visit Pullman Motors in Kenosha or online at pullman.com. I mean, we have friends, I won't name names, that might be looking for a vehicle, so Pullman Motors, an excellent choice to find your next ride.
And there you go, yeah, just looking at some of the stats here early in the second half. I mean, Carthage 4-10 from the field, and again, holding Wheaton to 2 of 9. And the thing that has stuck out to me, again, Carthage, 10 rebounds, just 5 rebounds for Wheaton, 3 offensive rebounds for the Firebirds. So winning the battle on the glass and also continuing with their phenomenal assist to turnover ratio. 3 assists and just 1 turnover here in the second half. And boy, they've really been dishing it out and taking care of the basketball, and Wheaton has had a hard time with those cuts underneath the hoop, and this is some of the best offense the Firebirds have played all season long. With that in mind, I did want to point out that the three losses that Wheaton has suffered this season, a combined 8 points. So they have been every single game, so you would expect Wheaton, just like a big heavyweight battle, they got another counterpunch coming, so let's see if the Firebirds can continue to stay so ruthless on offense.
A.J. Johnson, bang! Feeling it from long range all day, A.J. Johnson.
A.J. really taking an aggressive approach to this game, and it's paid off, and you can see that confidence really growing throughout this season. A.J. started a little cold, but man, he's come alive here lately.
Carson Greer fouled on his way into the lane. That is the 3rd foul on Ryan Johnson. So 2 things to note when you look at the foul story. 3 fouls on Brooks, and now 3 fouls on Ryan Johnson. Why does that bear mentioning? You have one of your best offensive threats, Brooks, on the sideline because of foul trouble, and now your best big is on the bench for foul trouble. So this is the time right now. If you are Wheaton, you're trailing by 14, this is the time you need to make your run, because this is that optimal lineup. A.J. Williams, can he answer the call? Yes, he can. Said, don't you forget about me.
And there, another good look and another assisted basket, and Carthage having their way offensively here in the second half.
Schlesinger, solid defense, but Carson Greer didn't matter.
And as you mentioned, Greer looking to take advantage of the smaller lineup, and what a talented freshman Wheaton have on their hands. 14 points a game, 8 rebounds per game for the freshman. And he's going to look to step it up here in the second half.
What we mentioned with the, I don't want to say lack of height by the Birds, but currently their biggest strength is the speed and your guard depth, and they're just going to run you to death. If Ryan Johnson isn't on the court, we're going to run, and we're going to run some more, and we're going to hope you keep up, and at the end of the games, we're going to hope you don't got any gas left in the tank for the players you want on the court.
And I think what makes Wheaton interesting, to get a shot off at the last second, but I don't think Wheaton is really built to take advantage of the height advantage too much. I mean, they're kind of an outside three-point oriented team, so you know, they're not quite the team to punish the Firebirds like some of the other teams that we've seen in the conference so far.
Schlesinger called for the foul. Lead sits at 15. Second foul now on Schlesinger will send Carson Greer to the line. So that is Greer to the line for the second time in just a few minutes. As he looks for the first, bounces out, no good. So now folks, if he misses another, Curds on the house, thanks by Culvers. Now I have no skin in the game, but these fans are hungry for some cheese.
There you have it, folks. Cheese curds are everyone, and that was the guy you want at the free throw line. I mean, coming into the game just 48%, and you can see the 0 for 2 trip there. Struggling a little from the line so far for the freshman.
Schlesinger backing in. He looked for the no-look pass to A.J. Williams. Just had a two-line drive of a trajectory. The baseline three, rim, backboard out.
And they have just not hit that this game. 2 of 16 from behind the arc. And the team that shot over 40% so far in the season.
Well, 2 points to bring up off of that, Eric. Again, 10.5 remaining in the contest. You have the best scoring team in the conference. As Schlesinger looks for the pass, but goes off the, I believe, shoulder of one Greer. Now, where I was going with this is, it is hard to keep them at this low of percentage, but when they're at that low of percentage, of course, advantage opponent. With that also being said, it is a situation where if you are the Firebirds, there's no rest for the weary because Wheaton's the best scoring team in the conference. If they light up and they start heating up, the points can come. It's not as if they're this defensive-minded team trying to come back. They're an offensive-minded team. Schlesinger once again, as the buzzer tolls, off the front of the rim, no good. The bounce pass underneath, off balance, but good. Greer, and once again, Wheaton taking advantage now of the height advantage, and Ryan Johnson hit that 10-minute mark, about to sub back in for Griffin Dawn, that 4 and 5 punch that the Birds like.
And credit to Wheaton's defense. The last 2 possessions, they have defended for the full 60 seconds and gotten stops on both of them.
Fadeaway jumper, Haith just misses. Schlesinger tries to run it down. Are we going to have a jump ball? We do. So Vanderwood on the ground. Nowhere to go. Smart play by the Birds to swarm around the Vanderwood on the ground.
And here, as we're struggling the last few possessions, you're bringing out Riley Brooks, Ryan Johnson to get that scoring punch back up there for the Firebirds.
If anything, it keeps the defense honest because all 5 players on the court have a high offensive ability to score. Off the screen, one more touch. Nebs. Can they find him open on the near side? Brooks matched up on him. Richardson, quiet evening for all intents and purposes. Is that going to be a foul on Richardson? It is. Soren Richardson, 4 for 10 from the field, 13 points, 1 for 3 from 3. And it's only his second foul, but because of the 8 team fouls, Carthage back at the line.
And there, once again, Dawn doing the dirty work, seals off Sorensen. And all Sorensen could do was follow him as he tries to get that rebound.
Griffin Dawn rims it in.
Just his 4th free throw this season.
Well, again, Dawn hasn't. I'm saying this in a respectful manner. When he provides offense, it's just that added bonus of everything else he does. He isn't asked to be the offensive player. He's asked to distribute. He's asked to grind it out, match the best defensive player. How about that Ryan Johnson offensive board? 2 years ago, you saw the flashes in Dawn of what was to come. Last year, he made you remember his name, and now that looked like it tucked. It did. It touched off of Winya. Lead still sits at 14.
Another thing I think for Carthage in this game is that they've, the games they've lost, they've been behind big in the second half, and I think now that they've got this lead, they can be a little more patient offensively and really force Wheaton to score, because they haven't had that opportunity in previous games where they've had to play catch up and they've really had to speed it up. But right now, really going through all the motions offensively.
Dawn, the fadeaway, and those are the points. The cherry on top. 59-43, Griffin Dawn 5 points. But the hustle defense has slowed down one of the best offenses in the region.
Here again, Carthage defending every single inch of the floor, forcing a turnover.
Nesbitt, Brooks, layup. Easy 2 for the Birds. 61-43, lead at 18. Biggest lead of the game for Carthage. 7:55 to go. We're going to go momentarily to Kalia Butler for a sideline report. But while we have a moment, we also want to thank Lamakia Travel. Yet again, dreaming of a getaway, let Lamakia Travel make it unforgettable. 9 decades of experience as family-owned Kenosha agency offers customized vacations, cruises, and tours worldwide. Visit LamakiaTravel.com to start planning today. I am sure our friend Kalia Butler is starting her planning for warmer weather with the coldness it is in. But nonetheless, Kalia, what do you?
Yes, as you mentioned, fighting for warmer weather, but we're almost there. But want to bring attention to Riley Brooks, who by staff has said is going to put the ball in the hoop for the rest of his life. He has a natural ability to score, scores on all 3 levels, and shoots 85% from the free throw line, and has been a huge impact for this Carthage team.
Thank you for that, Kalia. And our friend Kalia, we mentioned off the air, but she was covering the high school state championships in blizzard conditions recently, so this should, she's not outside, so it's a win.
Yeah, it's going to be tough weather for any Sunday games tomorrow as well.
Yes. Richardson, hand in his face, doesn't matter for one of the best shooters in the nation. As we mentioned in the pregame, he's going to get his. The matter is how much and how hard is it going to be for him to get those.
Yeah, exactly. You live with that if you're Carthage. I mean, he's going to get that shot, but Dawn was right in front of him.
Riley Brooks caught the defenders thinking he was going to run through the pick, stepped back, 4 for 6 from 3 for Riley Brooks. You called it, Eric. He needed a high, efficient offensive game today because it wasn't quite there against the Pioneers. Lead at 19.
And I think he's mentioned this in a previous interview a couple games ago, where when he was so successful offensively, it really wasn't him creating his own shot and putting it on the deck. It was letting his teammates find him in open places. And, boy, he can make a team pay if you get 11 open behind the arc.
Griffin Dawn with 5 seconds in. Ryan Johnson, the pump fake, up strong. 21 is the lead for Carthage. They're running away with things currently in Kenosha.
Great look there from Griffin Dawn. The shot clock running down. Little float pass. The big number 10.
Richardson can't hold on to it. Subbing in for the Thunder is Reed Olson. 36% from the field for Wheaton, 12% from three. To say uncharacteristic output for the season would be an understatement.
Exactly. I mean, really thought this was going to be in that shootout type of range, and Carthage, for their side of the story, they've been putting up the offense, just Wheaton not been able to match it.
Griffin Dawn almost brought it home. Vanderwood driving in. Was there a touch? Doesn't matter if it was. Riley Brooks comes away with the board.
In this half, Carthage is 16-9 rebound advantage with 5 offensive rebounds. And there again, you saw it. They tried to get that drive to the basket, and just Riley Brooks pulling down a tough rebound.
Brooks in for Ryan Johnson. The 1v1 matchup. Turning around, up with the left hand. Manhandling Brady Winya.
And he just disappeared on that spin move when you didn't know where he went, and just to the hoop, Ryan Johnson.
Griffin Dawn, they're going to call him for a foul on the arm on the way up. First personal for Griffin Dawn. You know what's ironic is 13 minutes remaining in the game, Eric, is when it was the 1-and-1. It's been one foul by Wheaton since then, and that one bounces in for Greer, and we thought it was going to be all free throws from here on out. Only one foul since then by the Thunder, and Carthage still has a commanding lead with 5:19 to go, and it's just been staunch defense and opportunistic shooting.
Yeah, and again, I mean, they really haven't needed it. They've just been so efficient with passing the ball that, I mean, even if Wheaton has wanted to foul him a couple times, they haven't been able to, just how quickly they've moved the ball.
And AJ to AJ couldn't quite make the connection offensively. Lead at 21, 5 minutes to go. Carthage shooting 49% from the field, 42 from three, including 4 for 6 from Brooks. Dawn with another huge rebound.
And that's just been the kind of night for Vanderwood. Again, coming in second on the team in points per game, but just 4 of 12 from the floor, 10 points for Vanderwood. And again, Firebird defense all over it all game long.
Griffin Dawn out of Wakanda stands only 6'3". I say only because he outjumps most of the players on the court. A.J. Johnson fades away. Ryan can't get a handle to get it back up in time before the shot clock expires. But again, one thing on the side of the Birds, time.
Yeah.
So the worst case scenario is, okay, well, we just used another 30 seconds off the clock, and we add that up a few times, game over.
Yeah, and they really, again, I mean, come up empty, but made Wheaton work for 30 seconds. And when they got this type of lead, it's almost like they're a football team that's just keeping the ball on the ground and keeping the clock running.
Yeah, milking the clock. Richardson, oh, what a smooth stroke. I mean, it's such a pretty shot. You just, every time he releases it, you expect it to go in.
And he's got that little funkiness with that left hand delivery too, that sometimes as a defender you're not used to that, but again, just can score from every point on the floor.
Ryan Johnson keeps it alive, in for Griffin Dawn, under the basket, out for A.J. Johnson, switches to the left hand, gets his own rebound up a second time, no good. Soft off the back of the rim. Carthage's offense coming up slow currently, 1 for their last 4 from the field. Under the basket, a miss. Nesbitt tries to run it down, and they're saying last touch by the Birds, and possession will stay with the Thunder.
And you've seen Wheaton really turn to the freshman here in the second half. I mean, just based on shooting so poorly from behind the arc, they had to try to find something different. And the one thing you don't have to find differently is number 20, Sorensen. And as I've said, I mean, Wheaton has played games every, even in their losses, have been close in every game. So, I mean, still at 3 minutes and a team that can light it up. By no means this game over.
Soren Richardson now at a hard-fought 19 points. Nesbitt resetting up to A.J. Johnson. Not afraid to take it himself. Does take it himself.
Oh.
Makes it! Woo. Clutch three. Shot clock expiring. And hand in his face, 71-51.
Now that is the type of dagger three where, again, you're stout defensively through almost the entirety of the shot clock, and then just in your eye, A.J. Johnson.
Soren Richardson looked for the early three on that possession. And again, albeit Richardson 7 for 13 from the field, 1 for 3 from three. He's had to earn in tough form each and every one of those points. Shot clock winding down. Touch at the last moment. So with 2 seconds left, it's going to be a pitch in and go. Nesbitt gets it to Johnson, fades away, hits the top of the backboard. Tough angle. Coach Jarakovic going to want that one back, as you just want to try to at least get a good shot off, or a decent, or a makeable shot. Not your big man fading into the corner.
Well, fortunate for them, they really,
yeah,
they haven't needed every possession. And as I said, I mean, Wheaton still got the firepower to light up from behind the arc, but Wheaton not fouling yet, so it's going to be another full shot clock run down here for the Firebirds.
Yeah, Nebs made that. Now, if Carthage misses and Wheaton gets another three, maybe a different scenario to close things out. But right now it seems Thunder content with their fate. Ryan Johnson off the screen, falls in. Why not? Send the lead back to 20. A.J. Johnson, 22 points.
What a game for him, and just was confident from the start. Ever since he hit that mid-range jumper early in the game, has really not looked back and been dangerous behind the arc as well. And it looks like Firebirds going to come out on top tonight, and what a performance they've had offensively, but even more so defensively, holding a team averaging 85 points a game to just 57 so far. What an effort from the Birds defense.
And one. The rare display of emotion for Ryan Johnson, understandably so. Anytime Wheaton has tried to start a run of their own at any point in the game, a Bird has been able to find the answer.
And how about that? An exclamation point there to the night for Ryan Johnson, who once again a double-double, 16 and 11, 3 assists to go along with his offensive output, and a complete game by pretty much everyone for the Firebirds.
With less than 10 seconds, Thunder already going to the handshake line. And the officials all but okay with it as they make their way off the court. That's going to be it. That's going to be all she wrote. 77-59 your score. Stand by. Kalia Butler going to interview the player of the game, brought to you by the Doctors of Physical Therapy, A.J. Johnson. And that makes a little bit of sense, as he's the leading scorer for both teams. 8 for 19 from the field, 4 for 7 from three, 22 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, what a complete performance from the Firebirds. I mean, I would what really would you say negatively against the Birds tonight? and just a complete offensive, defensive effort from the team. And A.J. Johnson was just huge all night and kept the offense ticking with timely threes and distributing and taking care of the basketball.
We'll stand by momentarily. We'll go to Kalia Butler for the Player of the Game report here on the CCIW Network. 77-59 your final. 19 points for Soren Richardson. A hard-fought 19 points for Soren. Greer 14, and now going to hand it over to the Player of the Game, A.J. Johnson, with Kalia Butler. Congratulations, A.J.
Congrats, AJ. You had 22 points today. What went into your performance tonight?
I mean, it's a lot of hard work and practice, really. I've been struggling lately, I'm not going to lie. I haven't been able to show out in games, so I was really happy to be able to, go out here and score because I haven't been able to do that lately, so it feels good.
How important is a game like this for you?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge for my confidence because I've really been struggling with my confidence, but, I mean, having a game like this is huge for me, and this team really needs to perform offensively, so it feels really good to be able to go out there and do it and help this team. So.
And then defensively for you guys, Wheaton, a team that averages about 85 points, to hold them under 60, what goes into something like that?
I mean, it's all preparation and practice. Wheaton just moves really well without the ball, set a lot of screens, and it's really tiring, but I thought guys like Griffin and A.J. Williams did a hell of a job on Soren Richardson. Stopping him was the biggest part of our game plan, and I don't know how many he ended up with, but he still got his points, but we were able to hold the rest of the team to not as many points, so that was really good by us.
Well, congratulations. Thank you
very much. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Kalia, for that, and congratulations once again to A.J. Johnson. We're going to take a quick timeout. Post-game show coming your way shortly. 77-59. Head coach Steve Jerakovic will be, I'm sure, nothing but happy. We'll be back in a flash on the CCIW Network. Joining us now in the post-game show alongside Eric Elger and Peter Ferreri, winning head coach Steve Jerakovic. Steve, I am sure more so than a sigh of relief for the victory and holding down Soren Richardson, you guys got that early lead and you didn't look back, and those are the flashes we've seen all season, and you played it for the full game.
Can you hear me? Good.
Got you now.
We've ended halves not how we would like. We've started second halves not like he would like to, and I think the last couple days we preached it. We put 20 minutes on the clock, you put up a score, and we replicated what our script was going to be, getting ready for that moment, because we played well in spurts, like you said, but we needed a 40-minute effort, and that was our best effort of the year by far.
I'll leave this one up to you. 26 points. You held the Wheaton Thunder under their average by 26 points, but you also had 19 assists to 9 turnovers. What did you like more, the defense or the offense tonight?
I don't have an answer to that because I'm happy and pleased with both. Defensively, our scout group did an unbelievable job these last few days, giving us the best looks we possibly could. You know, too many guys to give a shout out right there, but we saw what we were going to see today, and our guys competed their butts off right now. Everybody wanted the challenge. We know how good Soren Richardson is as a scorer, and I felt like we made him earn everything he got tonight, too. I thought Griffin Dawn, I thought A.J. Williams made him work for everything, and that was our goal. And we ran them off. We ran a team that was, 51% from the floor, 42% from three, held them to 38 from the floor, and I think 20-something from the three-point line. So awesome job defensively. Offensively, we slowed down a little bit. I think we want to play fast. We want to play with pace all the time, and we kind of lost our execution the last couple games that way too. We executed. We got the ball where we wanted it to go, and we do that. We're really pretty good.
Yeah, and A.J. Johnson mentioned how he'd been struggling earlier in the year just in the interview, post-game interview, and how this game really built up a lot of confidence in him. I mean, what did you like to see from, such a important player for your team, A.J. Johnson?
You've had him for 5 years. You know what you're going to get, and I think at this point, he was a little frustrated a little bit with how he's played to this point as a fifth-year player. He was outstanding today. We've never lost confidence in him. He's one of the best guards in the conference, and when he gets going like that, it opens everything else for us. And I told him after the game that, we knew he was going to score the ball, but I was so proud of his defensive ability and his leadership ability today, which he got us organized. That's all we want. If we're in the right spots, we execute at a high rate. When we're not, we get a little stagnant, allows teams to get those runs in transition that we don't want to have. And he was your rock, he was your leader today, and did a heck of a job.
What did you see especially today, Coach, in this victory, again, almost bell-to-bell victory against the Thunder, that you're going to take and try to even improve on in non-conference play these next few games?
Stacking good days. We're going to get a couple days off right now after finals. We know how stressful the last week it's been, and we got to come back on Tuesday ready to work again. And I think these guys see it. They see we're close to clicking, and I think we showed some great flashes today, and it's on us to build off it, okay? When we play like that, we're capable of beating anybody we play. I think early on we had too many of those spurts, dry spells on both ends of the floor. I think we're cleaning some stuff up right now, and I think our best basketball is still ahead of us.
Yeah, one more for you, Coach.
Yep.
The paint play. Offensively, you were more aggressive in the paint, and defensively, all those little ones that kind of got away these past few games, it came to a grinding halt. Talk to me through what happened in the prowess of your team to come away with such victories in the paint.
To be in attack mode, play off 2 feet. We know how physical Wheaton is on the ball. They always have 2 hands on you on all your drives, so playing off of 2 feet. And I thought in the first half, I think we had 11 assists on 15 made shots, and we got them moving a little bit. They were kind of out of character for how they typically guard, and we got the dump off on the backside. We got a couple finishes in the paint, and that's been our battle, man. We just got to battle on the block, be physical, and win the boards. I think we were +8 today on the board, so thrilled with that.
Sounds great. Well, Coach, congrats on the big conference win, and we'll see you in non-conference in a few days.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Coach. Again, head coach Steve Jarakovic coming away with a crucial early conference victory. And again, the only reason I say that is you want that momentum going into the next few weeks of non-conference play. Continue to work on the lineup, get tweaks, get some other players some minutes, but you want to have that confidence saying, okay, we just beat one of the best scoring teams in the nation, one of the best scoring teams in the conference, and we know we're kind of finding our groove again.
Yeah, we know this team was ranked preseason 8th in the country, and they took some lumps early on, and I think you can see this team starting to get their feet underneath them here. And by all accounts, I think this is one of the best performances this team's had all season. And, yeah, you want to keep that momentum going, get some wins in the non-conference, so when you come back 2026, you can hit that CCIW schedule with the ground running.
Let's look at some final numbers here in the CCIW Network's presentation. Carthage over Wheaton, 77-59, 30 for 62, 23 for 58. Again, uncharacteristic from the field, uncharacteristic from three. Birds out rebounding the Thunder, more assists. Just that one more turnover doesn't quite matter. bench points, a crucial part as well, 13-5, just about even points in the paint. Everything came up red this Saturday afternoon in Kenosha.
Yeah, I mean, really, just once they got that lead in the second half, they just had a stranglehold on the Thunder, and it didn't matter at Sorensen would still get his buckets. I mean, everyone else was locked up, and again, with that lead, they're able to really grind out offensive possessions, and as Coach Jurakovic mentioned, really slowed it down more than they usually do, but that led them to take care of the basketball, and like I said, they really saw the open looks by working through and passing the basketball around.
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule on the CCIW Network, what's coming up in the next few days. After today, women's basketball this Tuesday earlier than usual, 6 o'clock versus St. Norbert. Friday, earlier than the usual earlier one, men's basketball versus Olivet, 1 o'clock. That will be our friends Chris Labasco and Dan Pfeiffer on the call. And then it's going to be a happy holidays for everybody, and we're right back. Men's hoops, 2 o'clock Benedictine, and then Saturday the 3rd, it'll be 2026 Elmhurst. Women's, men's back-to-back on Saturday, Jan the 3rd, all part of the CCIW Network. We want to thank you for being with us this Saturday for the doubleheader. For executive producer Mike Love, producer John Voinovich, as well as director and graphics Ty, camera Yam, a fully student-produced and brought to you by Firebird Broadcast Productions and Carthage College, copyright 2025. Once again, for Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Thank you for being with us on the CCIW Network.